We are back, and boy, it has been a minute. I decided to take some much needed time off last month, get some me time, enjoy the holidays, and just recover physically and mentally. This is our first video of 2022, and I am super excited because I have so many new things planned for this channel, and I'm hoping to see some continued growth this year. So, enough talk. Let's get into it. The first thing you're going to notice is that we are actually in a different room, and that's actually because we're in my living room today. We're going to be checking out this guy right behind me, the Govee Glide Wall Light. Now, this has been something that's been on my radar for quite some time now, and I'm very happy that I've finally been able to get my hands on it. I've been testing this out for the past couple of weeks, and I'm here to answer the question, is it any good? Well, let's check it out. Taking a look inside the box, we are greeted with your user manuals, a quick start guide, 8 segment pieces, 4 corner pieces, and the power supply. Govee makes it really easy to set everything up. It's really just a matter of lining the connectors up and snapping them into place. Keep in mind that some pieces are a bit more stubborn than others, so you may have to play around with it until they snap in. Before you stick the lights on the wall, it's recommended to test each segment out to make sure that they light up. Once it's all figured out, plan ahead on what your design is going to be and where you're going to put it. The installation process is also a breeze. Just clean the area that you're going to use and start sticking. One thing I cannot suggest more is the use of a level. It would truly suck to get everything set up and then realize that it's crooked. So save yourself the headache and use a level. Once that's all done, connect the power supply and you're ready to start using the lights. Well, almost. In order to get the best experience possible, you have to download the Govee Home app. Adding the Glide Wall Light is as simple as clicking on Add a New Product. Once everything is set up, this is where the true experience comes in. You are given so many options to play around with. Starting at the top, you can turn your lights off and then back on. You have the Effects Lab, which gives you a whole bunch of array of colors that you can add to your color palette. You can set up a timer as to when you want your lights to come off and on. You can adjust the brightness as well. So right now, I typically have it at 50% brightness. And you can see that it's relatively bright. I don't know how well this iPhone 7 is showing that, but I'm hoping that it's doing a good job. If we go ahead and go to 100, it gets much brighter. And of course, if you don't like it that bright, you can bring it down to 1. And that's sort of like a nightlight effect. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to turn it up to 20%. With the different modes, this is where everything comes to life. You're given the most options to really make the lights your own. If we start off with music, you can see that it's actually responding to my voice right now. And you're given a lot of different options to change the pattern of the lights here. And of course, within these options, you're able to adjust the color scheme. So if we do something like strike, you can see how it changes right then and there. My favorite actually of the bunch here is energetic, but unfortunately you can't change the color for this one. Next we have the color scheme, and this one, as you can see, you're given a blueprint of the light itself, and you can actually change each individual section to your liking. So if we go ahead and change these blues to a red, you can see the outcome right there. So this is really one of the better options for personalization here. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can save your blueprints, and you can see that I have this one, which is the one that I had on before, and this is just matching the color scheme of the channel here. Then we have scenes, and this one just gives you a whole bunch of preset color schemes, and there's so many options to choose from. My favorites are being ocean here, which cycles through different shades of blue, sunset, cycles through reds, yellows, and oranges to simulate a sunset. And if we go down to the funny, I really like this stacking one here. Finally, if we go into the DIY, once you select this, it's going to cycle through the different lights over here. So we want to hit this pencil and then the plus, and you can really customize your light over here. So I'm going to actually hit apply because that flashing does get annoying. So you can set up the name, the icon. We'll do a different effect here. Let's do cycle. We'll do medium speed, and we'll pick different colors here. We'll do red. And if we hit apply, you can see how it changes there. So the DIY really is full on customization to make these lights your own, and it's really cool. So if you ever get the chance to own these lights, really play around with everything because you are going to love them. So really, there is a lot to like about the Govee Glide Wall Light. Price-wise, it's not so bad either, especially when you compare it to something like the Nanoleaf or the Philips Hue lights. Regular price for this is around $189.99 Canadian on Amazon, which translates to about $150 US. Now, I was lucky enough to get this on sale for Boxing Day for $160. Keep in mind that there are two versions of this. There's this 8-piece set with the 4 corners, and there's a cheaper version that includes 6 pieces and 1 corner piece, so you are given an option. One thing to note is that I wish you were given the option to buy more power supply cables, especially with this 8-piece kit. Say for example, I just wanted to use 6 pieces on this wall and 2 of those pieces on a different wall. I don't want to have to buy a different kit just to be able to light those pieces up. Give me that option to be able to buy an extra cable for say $20 or $30. Give me that flexibility to be able to use what I want, where I want. Another thing to note is that the lights stick onto the wall using command strips, the sort of Velcro ones. And although the lights are easy to remove and stick back onto the wall, the command strips are sort of a one-shot deal. Once they're stuck on there, they're stuck, and when you remove them, they're virtually useless. So say if in a couple months you want to grab your lights and then move them into a different room, you'll probably have to buy a whole new set of command strips as well. It's not a big deal because the command strips are relatively cheap, but it's something that's worth mentioning. Also, the cable itself sort of just sticks out in the open. Yes, there's different ways to be able to hide the cable, but this is just another thing to keep in mind when you're trying to find a place to install the lights. Overall, I'm really happy with the Govee Glide Wall Lights. Installation and setup through the app is really simple. You can shape them to any way you want, provided that you use 90-degree angles, and they come in at a very reasonable price. Yes, you can say something like LED light strips are much cheaper, but the Govee Glide Wall Lights serve a different purpose. LED light strips are meant to be hidden, whereas the Govee lights are meant to be out in the open and on display. I think for what it's worth and what they offer, Govee hit it out of the park with this one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and slap that like button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box down below, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. That's it for me, guys. I'll catch you on the next video.